everyone, and welcome back to Wondering Wild. I'm Allison, and I'm so glad you could be here for this Forgotten Friday. Today, we're going to be talking about Argentavis. Okay guys, so the Argentina bird, or Argentavis, is the largest flying bird to ever exist. It was found in central and northern Argentina during the late Miocene. Now, the wingspan of this bird was 23 feet. And just to give you a point of reference, currently the largest wingspan of any flying bird is 12 feet, and that's by the wandering albatross. So just imagine that. This bird had 10 feet more of wing than the current largest bird. Now, because this bird was so large, it didn't fly in the technical sense. So normally when you see a bird flying, maybe in your backyard, you see it flap its wings a lot, to get up in the air to get started. Well, because this bird was so large, it didn't really flap its wings. It couldn't do it for a long period of time. It didn't have the muscle mass to support this. So instead, this bird did more soaring. So this is what eagles and albatrosses and some vultures do nowadays. So what they do is they find these thermal air pockets. And these are pockets of rising air. And so if the birds can find these, the air will catch under their large wings and give them lift, allowing them to soar. Now, this is all good and fine if you're already in the air. The hard part is getting there. So the bird couldn't just take up off the ground like the songbirds in your backyard by flapping his wings. He had to do one of two things. They either had to take a running start, so they would run, maybe flap their wings once, a little bit, until enough air was passing under the wing that it gave them some lift. The second option, and an option that many condors use, is to be on a very high surface like a cliff face and to basically jump off and spread their wings. Now, as they're falling, air gets trapped under the wings and provides lift. This is more than likely the way they got into the air, but both are possibilities. Now, these birds were carnivores, much like a vulture you would see today. They were scavengers, so they would soar over these large territories, sometimes as much as 500 square miles, and they would look for carrion or already dead or hurt animals, and that's what they would eat. Now, when I say eat, I don't mean took bites of, I mean swallowed whole. Next, because these birds were so large and because they didn't really have any predators, they lived a very long time, projected to be as much as 50 to 100 years. That's a very long time for a bird. Today, the ostrich, for example, lives to be about 60 to 70 years old. Now, as is the case with most larger animals, these birds only laid about 1 to 2 eggs every 2 years. Now, when these eggs hatched, they would care for their young for about 18 months before they were let off on their own. However, these baby birds didn't reach maturity until about 12 years of age. Now, like many extinct animals, all the information we have is based on the fossil record. So the more we have in the fossil record, the more information we have. Now, we don't have a lot of information on Argentavis because there's not a lot of complete skeletons. There's only a few. So everything we know about them or predict about them is based on animals that are alive today that are very, very similar. So have similar evolutions, like similar wing structure, similar bone structure, similar beak to figure out what they eat. So we don't know exactly why this bird went extinct. More than likely, it's due to many of the mammals it ate going extinct about 6 million years ago. Now, when these animals started to go extinct 6 million years ago, this bird no longer had its main food source, which needed to be large because it was such a large bird. Therefore, we believed it was kind of a extinction based on extinction. So, because those animals went extinct, basically maybe due to climate change or hunting or something like that, the bird then too also went extinct. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Forgotten Fridays. Check back in on Monday and Wednesday for new videos, and as always, stay wild and never stop wondering.